Welcome back to my podcast, Hot.Mess.Knits. I'm Shayna. Welcome to any of you that are new to my podcast. Welcome, welcome. Today is episode 6. Did I already say that? Whatever. Episode 6. Yeah! Wanted to give you guys an update on all my goodies. I've been so excited to podcast again since the last time I did, from the last episode, because look what's done! So I'm going to start off with finished objects because I've been waiting to get this thing done. So I was like working on it, getting it done, and oh, I love it to death. It definitely blocked out a bit. Like, I didn't aggressively block it, but it seemed like either from like the weight of the water, and I was careful when I lifted it, you know, when I was taking it out of the soak and whatnot, but maybe it's just the yarn I use, I don't know, but nothing's wrong with it. I mean, it's totally perfect. It's got positive ease, the fair isle or colored stranded work, whatever you want to call it, worked out great. Here, I'll stand up a little bit so you guys can see it. I mean, it's just beautiful. And then I had the two colors, so I faded it in, which to me it seems like, you know, it looks great. There is pooling. I know some people don't like pooling when your yarn does that, when it's variegated and whatnot, but I love it. And the sleeves ended up being a little long, which I like that, because when I'm cold, I end up, you know, going like this and staying warm that way. And if I want to cuff it back, then I can cuff it back. So it's done, and I freaking love it. So, I mean, we still have chilly weather, so I'm going to be enjoying wearing this. I actually work Friday, and it's dress down day at work. I'm a substitute at our local school, the school that my kids go to, and so I'm totally going to wear this in a pair of jeans. I'm so excited. Alright, and then my blanket that I've been working on, the one that was with Red Heart Super Saver and pink camo, that's been finished for, I guess, about a week. I'm trying to think if I showed you guys last time or not. Did I clip it into the last video? I think I did. If not, I'm going to clip the video in here, because I did do a little film separately before I had it put away, because it's for somebody, and so if I clip it in, here you go. I wanted to be able to show you guys the blanket before I get sent off to who it's going to, but it's done. It is a perfect size lap blanket. It is touching the floor, and it's taller than me, and I'm 5'2", so it is perfect. And then, you know, you guys can see the distance, perfect sized. I lost track of how many balls it took of Red Heart Super Saver and the pink camo, which those skeins seem to be a little smaller than their typical skeins of yarn or balls, whatever. But I want to say, I don't know. I'm not even going to guess because I'm probably going to be way off, but yeah. Finished object. Woo! Alright, so other than the crocheted blanket, my dark water sweater, which, my bad, I forgot to say. Okay, for anybody that, you know, hasn't watched my other episodes to know what, or follow me on Instagram, that, you know, for what this pattern is. It is the Dark Water Sweater by Jennifer Staingas. It is not a free pattern, but it is worth every penny for this pattern. I mean, everything, I didn't have any issues whatsoever with this pattern. I mean, it's wonderfully written. And, oh, and the yarn. Long Meadow Farm, which is actually here in New York. And it was a one-of-a-kind colorway, and I actually happened to be lucky and I won it. And so there was no getting a second skein, and the yardage fell short of what I needed for the sweater. So then I dug into my stash, and this is the Verdant Griffin. Bugga in the colorway Faithful Beauty. And it's just kind of a reddish, maroonish, even little hints of purpley type colors, like maroon purple. So I thought that was the closest thing in my stash that would work with this variegated purple. And then the color I used in my Fair Isle, or the color stranded work, was actually, I know it was fingering weight, I'm just trying to think of what the line was. It was a bare yarn from Knit Picks that I dyed myself. I just did fleckies. And if you can kind of see, you know, it's got a little bit of green, a little bit of red, orange, all sorts of different colors in there. And then, you know, you still see the white. So it's kind of a subtle contrast, I guess. I don't know, just I wanted something different. So that's what I did for that one. And then if you follow me on Instagram, I did post a picture of a new wool wash that I picked up. Or not that I picked up, that I ordered off of Etsy. And I was going to go with Tuft Woolens, but they didn't have anything on their Etsy shop. I know they have a website, and I was looking at their stuff and trying to decide on what one I wanted. But that, in the process, I ended up coming across another company that's based out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And it is, I'm trying to get this out, Artisan. Ooh, I just ripped it off. All right, Artisan Bath and Body. The tape ripped off part of it. And they've got like regular hand soap, body soap, but they have quite the list on their Etsy shop as well. I went with the wool wash in the scent of lemongrass and eucalyptus lanolin soap. And it's a 5-ounce bar. And I believe it was around $9, free shipping in the US. Say no more. I think maybe that's why I went with it. I don't know. But the combination of lemongrass and eucalyptus smelled amazing as it was soaking. I was hoping it left a little bit of a scent behind. I know some people don't like that, but I mean, if I'm going to get something that smells good, I wouldn't mind it lingering, you know, just like laundry detergent. I don't mind the lingering fresh smell. And it does have just a slight smell to it. I can't say that it determinedly, you know, for sure smells like lemongrass or eucalyptus. But it has a light scent, and it's it's pleasant. It's not bad by any means. I don't know. But the wrapper smells amazing. And their packaging, fantastic. So it was inside this, or no, my bad. Inside this with a pretty twine over, you know, tied pretty on it. And then it was inside this, you know, almost styrofoamy kind of stuff. And then it was inside the paper, inside a bubbled padded envelope. So no issues whatsoever opening it, no breaking, none of that. So I've only used it once. Gosh, this stuff smells so good. I love lemongrass and eucalyptus. I mean, it's a big bar. I mean, it's, I guess, your typical size, I suppose. But I could just like smell it all. Like the day it came, I literally sat on my couch as I was knitting, and I'd once in a while pick it up like a weirdo, sniff it, put it down. A little while later, I just love the smell of it. It is fabulous. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Okay, and so then we will move on to whips. Oh, one more finished object. Barley Hat by Tin Can Knits. I whipped this sucker up within like 2-3 days between, you know, daily things that take me away from my knitting. I used Malabrigo Rios yarn in the colorway Piedras, Piedras. I'll, of course, have all the show notes in Ravelry and probably on the screen as I'm showing everything. But I think that's how you say it, Piedras? Pedras. But the color is, I mean, it screams fall, but it is just gorgeous. Which is why I bought it in the first place. I mean, I had nothing in mind for it. Nothing intentional. Just, I love it. It's beautiful. And I got it. So this was the Barley Hat by Tin Can Knits. I didn't realize until I got to my decreases that I was supposed to alternate this section with purl, knit, and I just purled every row. So that was not intentional, but I still love the look of it. But then I thought for the decrease, I would change it up and do, as the pattern actually calls, where it's knit, purl, alternating rows. So I mean, you can see the difference here, but I just went with that. So I'll show you guys. I love hats. I love them. So that is the Barley Hat, Tin Can Knits. It's very, very cute. Oh, it's so cozy. And so soft and so squishy. Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. And so then I don't have any whips really, other than my hazelnut socks that I have not worked on because I worked on getting this done, and then I wanted to cast on something new, and I ended up casting on the hat, and then I was loving the color and really wanted to wear it, so that I, you know, cranked that out and got it done. I did work a little bit on the sock, but not a whole lot. I'm trying to think. Oh, I really should have put a progress keeper on there, because I'm trying to think of where I was at the last time I showed you guys. If this is the same as last time, or if I had worked on it. I'm pretty sure it's the same. But this is the hazelnut socks, and I used Malabrigo sock yarn in Poisson. And it's just got beautiful cables in it. So I've got just a tiny bit more to go, and then the toe. Because here's the heel, the foot. I have small feet. I can fit into a size 3 in girls. The biggest I can wear is a size 6 in women's. I got tiny feet. But that's okay. That should be easier sock knitting, right? But instead I procrastinate. This is the bag I made myself. And just, I don't remember what kind of fabric I had for this. It was extra stuff. And a remnant piece from Joann's. And the last time I was in Wisconsin, Michael's had these adorable little keychains at their checkout. And I saw this one, Maker's Gonna Make. Hells yes. Thank you. I should have got a couple more of them, because I would have loved one on every bag, on different bags, whatever. But I got the one. So I'm glad I got at least the one. And going back to this Barley Hat, it takes, I should have weighed what I have left. But as far as yardage goes, it's supposed to take 150 yards. And for the size that I made, which was adult medium. And the total yardage is, oh, I guess that's probably about right. 150 yards, yeah. Now this has approximately 210 yards. And I feel like I've only used maybe half of the skein. I mean, I feel like there's such a good bit left. I don't know. I should really weigh it. It was a 100-gram ball. So if I weigh it, then I can see about how much yardage I really actually used. If it ended up being about 150 or not. But I'm going to wear the crap out of the hat. But here's a close-up of the yarn. See, it's got that little bit of purple. I mean, it's just so autumny, fall. And it's just beautiful, dark, and in love. Gonna put that away. Now coming up, I mean, I already had it posted in my Ravelry group for Hot.Mess.Knits podcast on Ravelry that I was going to start a KAL, K-A-L. I mean, and it could even be crochet. I mean, it honestly doesn't matter. But the theme was Think Spring. So spring colors, spring like pattern, lightweight stuff, you know. There's a broad, I mean, that's just vaguely describing it. So, I mean, you got tons of wiggle room to kind of pick what you want, but it'd be fun for everybody to share what they're working on, and just get kind of cheery with brighter colors. So, what I'm going to be starting, I finally ordered myself a Swift. Nothing fancy. It was like less than 20 bucks on Amazon, just so I have something to put like my hanks on. Otherwise I do it by hand, which is not a bad thing, because sometimes I don't mind watching TV with my husband and my, you know, kids and wind up a ball of yarn by hand, and then if I want to make it more fancy cake, then I can put it in a bowl and wind down my yarn winder. So whichever, but sometimes it'd be nice just to have it on a nice Swift and not worry about it really getting tangled. So that's coming in by the weekend. By the weekend, because usually it's only a couple days for Amazon. So I'll probably start winding up one of these tonight and start my, you know, the pattern I'm going to show you guys. Wind up one by hand, the first color that I'm working on, and then when my Swift comes, I can do my other two a lot easier and quicker. So what I chose is, I'm pretty sure I purchased it. Pretty sure it's not free. On Ravelry, Day at the Sea by Lisa Haynes. Malia, I'm not even going to try because I'm going to butcher it. But this is the pattern. And it uses 3 colors, so I thought how fun would that be to use my hand spun, which was one of my goals for this year, is to use my hand spun yarn instead of just hoarding it. So the plan is to use that pattern, and these are going to be my 3 colors for that. So I've got like a pinky purple, which is not too far off with the lighting. It's pretty close. And then there's an orangey pink, purple, blue kind of combination. And then a purpley blue. I mean, it screams springy summer colors. The wrap says cozy, but it's got beautiful lace on it. And then it plays with garter stitch and stripes as well, which you can see. So it's got obviously a panel of lace work. It's got stripes. And garter stitch, so it's gonna be a beautiful piece. You know, I can wear it when we're just sitting outside at night on the cooler nights, bonfire nights, just hanging out around the bonfire pit. I love this, and I did figure out that this is DK weight, which is what this pattern calls for. So that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be starting that soon. And I'm like all over the place today. So going back to the Ravelry group, I have a thread and it says like Think Spring KAL. It started technically March 18th, which was yesterday, Monday. So I haven't even started mine yet. I don't even have it caked up yet. So if you're just now going to be joining once you happen to watch this episode, if you didn't catch the last one, whatever, the plan is to have it go through all of spring. So that gives like a bigger window for if somebody wants to make a lightweight sweater, or people that are going to be late joining in, because there isn't a whole lot in the Ravelry group yet. It's only a few people, but hopefully it'll grow and everybody, you know. But it's kind of nice to have it nicely quiet and condensed, so it's more personable, and then it builds on from there. So it's gonna go from now basically until May 31st. And so then I'll think of something fun for summer, for a knit along, crochet along. So I say Cal, but it really could be C-A-L or K-A-L. So knit or crochet, doesn't matter. Just hop in, join along, have fun, share your projects, your progress when it's finished. I think that's so fun with Ravelry to be able to do that. I always get really excited getting into those kind of things. And that's really all I had. Nothing crazy, not a whole lot. I did want to see how your guys' St. Patrick's Day was. You know, did you guys, you know, for those of you that celebrate it, that are Irish, or you just have fun, you know, celebrating it. I know at school, a lot of the kids, the elementary kids, were talking about trying to catch a leprechaun, and that the leprechaun visited their house and, you know, left green stuff. It was always different for each of their houses. It's cute and creative. So hopefully you guys all had a great St. Patrick's Day this past weekend. Coming up, we really don't have anything coming up other than Easter, but that's not until next month. So really, that's gonna be it. Yep. Okay. Just had I just wondered, there was something else I wanted to share, but I don't remember. It's because I'm a hot mess. My mind's all over the place today. Well, thanks for joining me, and I am hoping to have another episode in another couple weeks. I'm supposed to be getting this month's Knit Picks box. It usually ships on the 20th, which is coming up in a couple days, and then it takes generally around a week and a half to actually get it. It seems to vary a little bit. Sometimes it just seems like it takes too long. But I will definitely be sharing my goodies in my fan favorites Knit Picks box. So until then, guys, thanks for joining me. See you next time.